Hi, I'm Edwin Moses, and welcome to Atlanta, the Centennial Olympic City. Typical Southern hospitality and many interesting scenes await you here. In 1996, Atlanta is expecting millions of visitors from everywhere in the world. I hope that you will also be our guest.
Atlanta is also home to the world's largest news broadcaster. The 24-hour news channel CNN is a much sought-after place of employment among journalists from all over the world. German newswoman Bettina Lütscher has the good fortune of belonging to the chosen few.
Yeah, we have journalists from all over the world who do news broadcasts for the world. So what we do is we tell stories that happen all over the world, not just in America, despite that our headquarters are in America. And you can see us around the clock, wherever you are. Various television stations take us in Africa, in Asia, in Latin America, in Europe. If there's important news happening, like something in the Mid-East or so, we have connections to broadcasters all over the world. And we take their program, we take their pictures, we bring in our own commentators, we send reporters all over the world. And the most exciting parts of working here as an anchor at CNN International is if we go to those stories live and stay with the story 4 hours, cover it in depth, look at it from every angle, and bring it to you right while it happens. And I think that's the most important thing about CNN International.
Just behind me is the Atlanta Cyclorama, where when you walk through the doors, you step into the pages of our nation's history. On a blistering day in July 1864, the Battle of Atlanta made its entry into the painful diary of Civil War conflict. 17 times a day, this battle unfolds once again in a massive circular painting. Atlanta was once called Marthasville, and because of the train station downtown, it became such a haven for industry that it grew into the city of Atlanta. During the war between the states, the famous Sherman made his march all the way through the South, stopping once he got to the sea. Along his way, he burnt everything in sight, including the city of Atlanta. But Atlanta rose from the ashes. Our symbol is the phoenix, the bird that rises from the ashes. The Atlanta Cyclorama also houses a fascinating Civil War museum and a bookstore offering a storehouse of items related to the period, everything from exciting replicas to recipes from the 1800s. Here too, the Texas can be found. This steam locomotion played a starring role in the Great Locomotion Chase in April 1862. When you cross the threshold of the Atlanta Cyclorama, you step into the pages of history, turning to a memorial chapter in our nation's past.
Friedman's Shoes is a very, very interesting place. It was opened in 1905, and at Friedman's we repaired shoes, and over the years we've changed into probably the largest discount shoe store in the country. Now we make up our own shoes, and as you see the shoe I'm holding in my hand, we're stocking everything up to size 20. And with the specialization came all the athletes. We get the Shaquille O'Neals, we get the Nick Andersons, we get the Dominic Wilkins, we get all the basketball players, all the football players, all the baseball players. And me being a sports nut, it makes it really, really fun. And we're dealing with people who can buy whatever they want. So you can be real creative and make alligator boots for $1,000 a pair, or make alligator boots for $2,000 a pair. And these are the guys who can afford to buy it. Everybody that comes here once, we hope to make a friend and make people want to come back to see us. And we try to cover every need a man has for his shoes, in the idea of shoes. And that's what we do.
Hi, I'm a 1976 and 1980 Olympian in the sport of track and field as a high jumper. My name is Paula Pittman, and I'm standing at the Fulton County Stadium and Olympic Stadium. Fulton County Stadium is the home of the Atlanta Braves in the Olympic baseball competition. The Olympic Stadium will host the opening and closing ceremonies and the track and field events as well.
Auburn Avenue is regarded as a site of great historical significance for the Black Civil Rights Movement. Located here is Martin Luther King's tomb and the house he was born in. Atlanta's Mayor Bill Campbell knows why over 3 million tourists a year make their way down this history-laden street.
Atlanta is known principally for its most renowned son, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. The one place that is visited by more tourists and conventionaires and those who live here and love the city is the birthplace and the resting place of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He was born on the great Auburn Avenue. He lived there, he preached there, and he led the great civil rights movement from Auburn Avenue. And so it is perhaps our most special and fitting place for our visitors when they come to our city.
I competed in Los Angeles, 1984, 100-meter hurdle finalist. Hi, my name is Pamela Page, and I'm standing here in front of the Omni in downtown Atlanta, Georgia, which will be host to the 1996 Olympic Volleyball Tournament. The Omni seats 16,400 spectators.
If it's going to be fast food, then why not make it the specialty of the southern states? Atlanta is considered to be the spare ribs capital, and nowhere do these delicious grilled morsels taste better than at the Rib Shack Country Kitchen. Everything here revolves around the typical soul food, delicacies that mirror both the lifestyle and the history of the South in a culinary fashion. Calories count instead of vitamins. Atlanta takes a special place among the big cities of the American South, thanks to the tolerance and openness of her citizens. As Georgia's Secretary of State, Max Cleland, says, it's the way the people of Atlanta are that makes the city such a fitting place to host the Olympic Games.
People like Jimmy Carter running for governor in 1970 and then being sworn in on the steps of the Georgia Capitol said to his fellow Georgians and his fellow Southerners, he said, I tell you, quite frankly, that the time for racial injustice is over. So I think our political leadership has helped mold a great future for us here in the South by being moderate in our politics. So Atlanta now has become a center for social change and for justice and for equity. And I think it's one of the reasons that the International Olympic Committee, when they came to Atlanta, seeing people of all walks of life and all races working together, playing together, and enjoying life together, decided that Atlanta was a great place to showcase the centennial of the Olympic Games.
Looking for a new and different shopping experience? Then you definitely should descend to the depths of underground Atlanta, a former railroad junction that has been turned into a subterranean shopping center. It has its own information desks and maps to ensure that nobody gets lost in this gigantic, air-conditioned cellar of commerce. 130 different shops cordially invite you to spend some of your hard-earned money here. Due to its countless trinkets, knickknacks, and souvenir stores, the Underground has the reputation of being a tourist trap. Without a doubt, everyone is more than welcome here. Nevertheless, this place is a favorite shopping attraction among Atlantans as well. That's because you'll find just about everything under the sun underground. And after you've exhausted all the possibilities offered by boutiques, jewelry stores, department stores, shops and stands, you can take a break and just stroll around enjoying the unique atmosphere that the Underground has to offer. Down here, you're likely to meet some very interesting people, too. The most breathtaking view of the Olympic City, Atlanta, can be had for just $1 from the observation platform of the Westin Peachtree Plaza, the highest hotel in the Western Hemisphere.
Welcome to the city of Atlanta and the world of Coca-Cola.
What would a trip to Atlanta be without a visit to the home of the most famous soft drink company in the world, Coca-Cola?
The world of Coca-Cola opened in August of 1990 as the repository of the history of the world's most famous soft drink. In this building, we have more than 1,000 pieces of memorabilia that are all authentic, but that trace the wonderful history of the product as well as the city and its impact on the world. One of the main things that makes the building so popular is that there's something for everyone. We have state-of-the-art technology with touchscreen videos. We have a wonderful movie that was filmed around the world on 6 continents, showing different cultures enjoying Coca-Cola. We have a replica of a 1930s, 40s soda fountain, complete with soda jerk, that demonstrates how the product was served in those days, as well as a futuristic soda fountain that is just a marvel and a spectacular way to get your beverage. And of course, visitors can relive their childhood by watching some of the vintage Coca-Cola commercials. But I think the most interesting area is what we call the Tastes of the World, where visitors can taste products made by the Coca-Cola company around the world that are not available anywhere in the United States and perhaps not outside of the countries where they are served. So there's something for everyone. And of course, we close with a wonderful retail store where you can buy just about everything you've wanted with a Coca-Cola logo on it. So it's a total experience for everyone.
Hello, I'm a member of the 1984 Olympic 4x100 meter relay team. My name is Wendy Vereen. I'm standing in the area of Atlanta University Center where Morris Brown, Morehouse College, Clark Atlanta University will be holding the 1996 Olympic field hockey and basketball.
I participated in the games of the 23rd Olympiad in Seoul, Korea in the sport of Taekwondo. Hi, I'm Sharon Jewell, member of the United States Olympic Taekwondo team, where I received a bronze medal in the women's middleweight division in Seoul, Korea. I'm standing here in Atlanta, Georgia, in front of the Georgia Dome, which is the home stadium for the Atlanta Falcons, the professional football team here. It's the largest cable-supported stadium. It hosts 72,000 fans. During the Olympics, however, it will be divided into two sections, where 35,000 fans will watch the basketball Olympic competition. At the same time, 32,000 fans will watch and follow the gymnastic competition. In addition to that, the Georgia Dome will also have the final competition for team handball.
I participated on the 1980 Olympic team in basketball for the United States. Hi, my name is Debbie Miller-Palmore. I'm standing right outside the Georgia World Congress Center, which is the second largest convention center in all of the United States. Held here this summer during the game will be several sports. We'll have judo, fencing, wrestling, handball, and weightlifting. The Georgia World Congress Center is also part of the Olympic Center, which also includes the Omni and the Dome.
Services at the Hillside Truth Baptist Church. These services are always full of surprises, especially for the strangers in attendance here. That's because when the Reverend Dr. Barbara King, backed up by the powerful voices of the gospel choir, holds her sermon, the mood is anything but that of silent devotion. People sing and sway to the beat, and if the significant words from the pulpit don't keep you glued to your seat, you're allowed to show your enthusiasm standing up. For visitors who want a real taste of Black cultural heritage, the Hillside Truth Baptist Church offers a unique experience that you'll never forget.
I was a member of the 1980 Olympic team, where I competed as a high jumper. My name is Nathaniel Page. Now I'm standing here in front of Georgia Tech's Aquatic Center, which was built especially for the 1996 Olympics. This is a covered stadium which seats 14,000 spectators.
The Chattahoochee Nature Center has been in existence for about 25 years plus, and basically we're an environmental education facility. We're nonprofit, we're not associated with the government in any way, shape, or form. And there's also a wetlands trail, which is across the street from the Nature Center, goes out into the area of the Chattahoochee River itself. There's a marsh and a swamp area out there. A lot of interesting waterfowl, different kinds of animal life out there. It's a boardwalk trail. People with small children can take strollers on that trail because it is flat and wheels roll on it real well. The forest trail, however, is a forest trail with roots and rocks, so you do have to plan on walking that one. The main building houses our gift shop. There's a lot of interesting items in the gift shop. There's also a lot of good information there. The people who work in the store can actually help individuals who are interested in attracting birds or feeding birds, giving them advice on what type of seed to feed them and what kind of houses to put up, where to put them up, how high, and so on. In addition to those things, we have a large birds of prey aviary. It houses our hawks, owls, and vultures, and we also have two bald eagles on display, which are really interesting to see. We have many guests here. About 150,000 people a year come to the Nature Center, and that includes the public as well as our scheduled programs for reservations from schools and other groups. We do about 70,000 children, school children here a year that come to the property. We do not name the animals here, primarily because we deal so much with children. We try to get children to draw a distinction between wild animals and pets. These are wild animals, therefore we don't name them, and we give the children pretty much the same answer as well.
The saloons of the Wild West were bright, loud, and full of smoke. Today, Atlanta's country folk mosey on over to Cowboys in the suburb of Kennesaw. The dance hall may outwardly look a lot like a disco, but don't let that fool you. Here, it's pure country, and out on the dance floor, you can join in the line or square dancing to live music. Whoever comes expecting a glimpse into the real life and times of cowboys, however, will be disappointed. Pistol-packing bad guys have to remain outside, and even your average barroom brawl is quickly nipped in the bud by the security sheriffs. The Atlanta Symphony Orchestra enjoys an excellent reputation worldwide. The main reason for this is the orchestra's star conductor, Yoel Levy.
Well, in the 80s, when I was offered to come to Atlanta from Cleveland, I felt that there is tremendous potential in this community. This is one of the most exciting cities in the country, one of the most blossoming cities and communities. And I felt there is something special here in the people, in the city, and what can be done. Atlanta Symphony Orchestra is one of the truly youngest organizations in the country. We just celebrated our 50th birthday last season, and in such a short time, this orchestra has become one of the truly finest and greatest orchestras of our country and of this world. This is one of the most recorded orchestras. We have over 14 Grammy Awards and over 50 recordings, and we keep recording a great deal year after year, season after season, with the Atlanta Orchestra and with Atlanta Symphony Chorus as well. We have a great tradition of choral work here that were established by Robert Shaw. And in the past decade, this orchestra has thrived to levels that never heard before.
Atlanta's nightlife presents itself from its most glittering side in Buckhead. The bars, clubs, and restaurants attract both natives and visitors from all over the world.
Hi, I'm Christian. I've lived here for 2 years. I'm from Europe, and I'm here in the middle of Buckhead, which is the hotspot where all the bars are, all the restaurants are, and I would like to show you a very unique place, the Peachtree Cafe. If you would like to follow me.
The Peachtree Cafe will get you off to a good start in Buckhead's nightlife. Here you can select a bite to eat from the extensive menu and over a drink. Make your first contacts for the next couple of hours or longer. In Buckhead, the nights are long. The district of Buckhead has many faces. Exclusive restaurants and elegant cafes and bars have made the area a popular promenade for Atlanta's upper class. Whether a loud rock concert like backdrop, a cozy bar atmosphere, or the glitzy ambiance of a nightclub, whatever your idea of fun is, you'll find the right surroundings for it here. Otto's, a favorite meeting place for those who like to mingle. If you don't meet someone who tickles your fancy in the live music area, don't despair. The next opportunity to flirt is just up the stairs. Here in the disco, the beauties of the night dance till dawn, and those who've mastered the art of rhythmic movement stand a good chance of not having to go home alone. In America, striptease clubs have a long tradition, and they enjoy a much better reputation than in far-off Europe. Free from an unsavory, dirty image, this textile-free entertainment form is part of the profile of practically every big American city nowadays. Cheetah is the best club of its kind in Atlanta. Here, the prettiest girls dance and disrobe for the mostly male public, although there are usually some women in the audience as well. On weekdays, the club opens its doors at 11:30 a.m. and is one of the most popular lunchtime restaurants in the city. Yet, it's safe to say that the best time to visit Cheetah is 8 p.m. For $10, the ladies will be happy to dance for you as long as you abide by the rule, no touching allowed. Gentlemen are definitely appreciated.
That Georgia vibe, that Atlanta feeling makes you feel alive. Ooh, that Georgia vibe.
Hi, my name is Peter Salisbury, and I'm one of the cake designers here at Classic Cheesecakes. We're located in the heart of Buckhead. We used to be a wholesale bakery, and due to the needs of our customers for specialized cakes, wedding cakes, pound cakes, about 20 varieties of cheesecake, we've gravitated towards the specialty cake business. That doesn't mean you can't walk in and get a cake anytime you want for lunch or dessert. One of our specialties here is sculpted cakes. We can make cakes into just about any form that you desire. We've made pigs and lions and the Leaning Tower of Pisa, the Eiffel Tower, a Rolls Royce, dirty old vans, whatever you want. We also have a year-round Christmas shop here, and we specialize in German hand-blown Christmas ornaments, and we keep that up year-round. We're always trying to improve, we're always trying to do new things, and we'd love to see you here at our store.
Hi, I'm Edwin Moses. The Olympic Games will celebrate its 100th anniversary in 1996. Since the announcement of Atlanta as the host of the 1996 Olympic Games, the city has been changing its face. New Olympic sites have been built or renovated, and a new Olympic park has been constructed in the heart of the city. Atlanta will host the Games of the century. The city is expecting over 2 million visitors. Of this number, 15,000 will be journalists and 75,000 members of the Olympic family. 11 million tickets will be sold, as many as in Los Angeles and Barcelona together. Television coverage will broadcast 2,100 hours of Olympic events for over 2 billion viewers. Hopefully, you can come and see the Games in Atlanta for yourself.
Edwin Moses is one of the most successful athletes of all time. At the age of 21, he won a gold medal in the 400-meter hurdles in the 1976 Olympic Games in Montreal, and he continued to dominate this discipline for over a decade.
Behind me, you see the Atlanta Financial Center. This is now my place of employment. Atlanta is the boomtown of the American South with one of the largest and busiest airports in the world. The most famous international company based in Atlanta is, of course, Coca-Cola. The news network CNN has become an institution in just one decade. More than 75% of the 1,000 leading United States firms are represented in Atlanta, as well as 1,400 international enterprises from 40 countries. Atlanta, according to economic predictions, has a great economic future in front of it. Because of this, my family and I returned to the city where I once studied.
Edwin Moses is a man of many talents. His athletic prowess also enabled him to receive a scholarship, and he was awarded a degree in physics from Atlanta's most renowned college.
We're standing here today on the campus of Morehouse College, my alma mater. Morehouse is known to be an institution of higher academic achievement and great pride in the Black American community. We're standing here in front of the monument that's dedicated to Howard Thurman. One of his main quotes has been, "Over the heads of her students, Morehouse holds a crown that she challenges them to grow tall enough to wear." There have been many other students of great notoriety that have come from Morehouse. Dr. Martin Luther King is our greatest representative. Spike Lee, noted filmmaker, and also myself. This picture, of course, I believe says it all about Morehouse College and its famous alumni. Dr. Martin Luther King, a great civil rights leader, paid the ultimate price for dignity for all human beings. And Maynard Jackson, three-time mayor of Atlanta, as well as many other individuals who have a very close relationship with Morehouse College.
Here's a culinary tip from Edwin Moses. Lately, he's been dining at Fratelli di Napoli, at present the city's most popular Italian restaurant.
Good evening.
Thank you, Tony.
You're welcome, Edwin.
What would you recommend this evening for me?
I would recommend either the pappardelle fungi or the snapper basilico.
I'll go with the snapper.
Okay, let me get that for you.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Edwin?
Okay. Wow, that looks great, Tony.
I hope you enjoy it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Okay.
And I hope you enjoy this when you come to Atlanta as well.
Sports bars such as Jock and Jill's are a permanent fixture in the American way of life. Here, people get together to discuss the performances of their favorite teams over beer and ribs, or to follow the games on one of the countless TVs. Regulars like Mark Smith are happy to give newcomers to the scene a friendly pointer or two on American sports.
We're here in a typical sports bar, Jocks and Jill's. And Atlanta's a very big sports town. We have many professional teams as well as college teams. The hottest professional team right now is the Atlanta Braves. We're in the World Series, and we've been to the World Series 3 of the last 4 years. We also have a professional football team, the Atlanta Falcons, and a professional basketball team, the Atlanta Hawks. College sports is also big here, where we have Georgia Tech, which is in the 1st division, and then many other schools which are in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th divisions. If you can't get a ticket to come to the game, many times you'll come to a sports bar like this where they have 100 televisions and you can find any game that's being played anywhere in the country.
Of course, when the baseball world champs, the Atlanta Braves, are played, the mood in Jock and Jill's reaches an all-time high. Atlanta can proudly boast that it is the home of the famous author Margaret Mitchell, who wrote the classic Gone with the Wind in her house on Peachtree Street. Because of her similarity to actress Vivian Leigh, who played Scarlett in the film version, today Mellie Meadows very nicely fills the role of the Southern Belle as Atlanta's official representative.
Margaret Mitchell grew up in Atlanta, and she was a writer at the Atlanta Journal and Constitution. She was bedridden when her husband said to her, "Margaret, why don't you write your own book?" So she began writing Gone with the Wind. She started with the last chapter first, and the character was named Pansy O'Hara. Gone with the Wind instantly became a #1 bestseller and has sold more copies than any book in history, second only to the Bible. Atlanta and Gone with the Wind and Margaret Mitchell. It's all part of the South, the true South. I think Margaret Mitchell wanted to emphasize Southern hospitality. It's a way of life. It's not just the way you behave, it's the way you treat people and a feeling inside of your heart. It's warm, it's a still magnolia, a lady who's strong yet sweet, a man that's tough yet tender. I don't know, it's the South. I guess that's what I like about the South.
On the 17th of September 1995, the Mitchell House was almost completely destroyed by fire. It seemed as if one of Atlanta's most popular tourist attractions was gone forever. But thanks to a large German automobile manufacturer, it has been rebuilt. With $5 million, Daimler-Benz sponsored a true to the original reconstruction of the Mitchell estate.
Welcome to Atlanta and Moose Breath Trading Company. Our company specializes in restaurant decor. I'm standing around some of our treasured pieces right now. Let's just take a panoramic view. We have a number of old barber chairs in stock right now. Here's an example of some of the work that we do here. This is a restored Coke box. It dates probably from the 50s. It's in super working condition. It probably is in better condition now than the day it was manufactured because the paints are better. Standing behind us are a couple of the gas pumps. This style pump would have dated from the 30s. This one would have been a little later. This is probably from the 40s, early 50s. This is a fiberglass piece that would have been used in a hamburger franchise restaurant. Another unique piece that we would use to decorate in a sports bar. This is a baseball player. He's dressed as if it was the 1920s, and he's carved out of a single piece of wood. This kind of stuff you'll see behind me is what we use to decorate our restaurants. This stuff is also very popular in Europe right now. We do ship containers to Europe with this kind of stuff that are used in decorating American-style bars. And I hope you enjoy your visit to Atlanta, and in particular to Moose Breath Trading Company. Thank you.
Blind Willie's blues rule the roost. Musical greats such as Junior Wells and Luther Allison have plucked and strummed their guitars on stage at the city's most legendary blues club. But the real perennial here is Luther House Rocker Johnson. House Rockers gigs are always well attended, so if you want one of the coveted standing room only spots, be sure to get in line early. In Virginia Highland, you can't help but come across Jimmy Watson's Barbershop. Whether or not you then trust your hairdo to the old hand is up to you. After all, Atlanta's oldest barber has reached the ripe old age of 79, and he's been in the hair business for almost as long.
About 60 years.
A haircut becomes a matter of trust, and the coiffeur is a bit more on the conventional side. But then nobody here wants anything to do with hairstyling.
Well, I just give them an old-fashioned haircut. I don't do anything fancy.
With a stoic calm, Jimmy performs his handiwork that's at least as classic as the price.
$8.
Hi, I'm Lee Haney, and welcome to Atlanta.
Anyone who might also feel the urge to get their fitness level back in shape can do so at bodybuilding star Lee Haney's training studio.
I began in the field of bodybuilding at the age of 11 years old. It was always my dream to be a Samson or a strong man such as my grandfather or my dad. And it slowly turned into a reality for me by winning first the Teenage America, and then the Junior America, the Mr. America, the Universe, but then go on to win the Mr. Olympia 8 consecutive times to break Arnold's record. I'm also happy at the fact that I chose this field because I can help so many people in staying healthier and being fit as a way of lifestyle. I have personally chosen to be a part of the Paralympics and to make the world-class fitness center accessible to those athletes that are taking place. I feel the Paralympics are very important, and these are special athletes, especially due to the fact that they've been able to overcome obstacles that most people would not have been able to do. So you can be whatever you want to be if you're willing to work for it. Convenience is made through inconvenience.
My name is Olga Korbut. I'm a gymnast. I won 4 gold and 2 silver medals on the 2 Olympic Games, 1972 and 1976. From Munich, I became a big star. It's not easy to be a big star. And now I live in Atlanta for almost 5 years. And first time I will be represent my country, Belarus, like official attaché in Olympic Games.
As the most successful gymnast in the world, she set new standards in her discipline over 20 years ago. Today in Atlanta, Olga Korbut helps tomorrow's medal hopefuls get a leg up on the sport. Yet, as much as the bite-sized talents flex and bend, the way to the Olympic champions podium is still a long one.
My dream is to have my own gym, and I'm here to teaching my students for almost 3 years, and I hope and I think they will be able to go to 2000 Olympic Games to Australia.
Surely many a drop of sweat will be shed until then, but who better to give the little gymnast stars of the future a helping hand than the mother of gymnastics, as Olga Korbut is reverently called in America.
I was a boxer on the 1956 Olympic boxing team in Melbourne, Australia. Hi, my name is Rocky Lane, and we're located at Georgia Tech University campus, which will be the Olympic Village for the 1996 Olympic Games in Atlanta. Also located here on the campus at Georgia Tech is the Alexander Memorial Coliseum, which is the venue for the boxing matches at next year's Olympics. During the games, however, you won't see many students on campus because their dormitories are being renovated and expanded to house approximately 16,000 athletes and coaches and officials from 200 countries. The Olympic Village will offer accommodations, free time activities, shopping and restaurants, and entertainment. The village will be heavily guarded due to security reasons. I'm especially proud to mention that I am the president of the Olympians living in Atlanta and the state of Georgia. Of the 107 Olympians living in Georgia, we have 44 medalists, and 31 of those 44 are gold medalists, so we're particularly proud of that.
Welcome to the realm of the senses. SciTrek, the multi-sensory museum of technology, invites you to feel, see, hear, and be amazed. You won't find any do not touch signs here. In fact, participation is very much encouraged. 150 different scientific exhibits are waiting to be perceived and experienced firsthand. SciTrek illustrates laws of nature and demonstrates physical curiosities, a treat not just for curious grown-ups. In an area especially for children, kids aged 2 to 7 can discover the wondrous world of technology for themselves. With a height of 250 meters, about 820 feet, Stone Mountain is the largest freestanding granite boulder in the world. Besides being an impressive sight, the monolith, its surrounding park, and the Stone Mountain Lake offer a chance for stressed-out city dwellers to get some rest and relaxation. However, if you don't want to give up the urban life, even in your free time, then you should visit the Stone Mountain Village, a small historical southern village still in its original 19th century style. The town's businesses have adapted to handle the large number of visitors that have come here in recent years. Cafes, bars, souvenir stands, and shops of all kinds are just waiting for visitors in a buying mood. Afterwards, you can get away from it all via airborne cable rail. Directly up to the windy but peaceful summit of Stone Mountain.
Have your money in your hand, all in your mind. What do you have? What do you have? Well, I can get you to the ball game on time. You got 2 hot dogs, a hamburger, what you had to drink. Coca-Cola, orange, 4 dollars, sweet milk, buttermilk, slid, bud, Miller's pepper, ribbon, black, white, coffee, little tail, stroll, light, and good. No bill. What do you have? What do you have? Have your money in your hand, all in your mind. What do you have?
We're not exactly sure what this gentleman just said, but it must have had something to do with the rich array of choices at one of the world's biggest drive-in restaurants. Since 1928, the Varsity has been serving up the entire spectrum of American fast food. This in-eating spot is a true institution for all of those who are both hungry and in a hurry, and it's known among Georgia Tech students as the unofficial cafeteria.
Hi, my name is Stephanie Wright, and this is my neighborhood, Virginia Highlands. Welcome. Reason being it's called Virginia Highlands is right down the street, Virginia and Highlands.